Okay, good morning. All right. So let us proceed with the today's session. So in the last session, we have seen about the business taxonomy. So we have discussed about creating the taxonomy yesterday in the last session. So as part of the taxonomy, we have seen creating the business structure. So the business structure contains of three components which we have discussed. So the first one is business issue, business group, and the proposition. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to do once you have created the application is that you will be going to the configure, decisioning, decisions, proposition management, and you will be creating the taxonomy or business structure. Both are same. The taxonomy contains three components: the business issues, business groups, and the propositions. So the business issue is present in PY issue property, which is nothing but the purpose of the promotion. That means, why do you want to promote? For example, if you say, I want to acquire new customers, I want to collect the amount from the customers. For that reason, I am promoting. I want to grow my company. I want to retain the customers. Okay. Now again, when I want to grow the company, I want to grow for which category? So for credit cards, deposit accounts, mortgages. All these are nothing but the business groups. Now inside the business groups, we have the propositions. Okay. So we have business issue, under business issue, business group, under business group, we have the propositions. So we have seen how to import these propositions from outside, right? So we have created a property in the form tab and we have imported the propositions, right? That's what we have seen. Now let us see some sample strategy, and that's what we'll be seeing. So we have also seen the SR class, okay, the CDH-SR, that is nothing but your application ID dash SR dash issue name dash group name. That is how the structure will be. So this SR class will be automatically created by Pega when you create at least one business issue. In this particular application, if you create at least one business issue, then this SR class is automatically created with this structure SR dash issue dash group name. So for all the SR classes, the parent class is data dash data dash PX strategy result. So please remember this class name data dash peak strategy result. Even if you check the inheritance also, you will come to know what is the parent class. So if you see parent classes data dash px strategy result. Remember this class name. Okay, so we'll take some sample scenario and we will try to learn strategy today. So like we are proceeding with the banking application in our day-to-day course, but I will be providing you some healthcare application from this Friday onwards. Okay, so from this Friday onwards, you can practice some exercise. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just create some properties in the form tab. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add some properties like, for example, uh, yeah, okay. So since this is a banking application, I will add something like uh, monthly EMI. Okay, so this attributes also I told you right last session, if this property is specific to credit card, then you can create it in the credit cards class. But if you are creating some property that can be used in debit cards and other groups also, then better to create it at SR level, right? That's what I discussed. So then keep everything in the rule set. So I'm just creating one property called monthly EMI. That is nothing but the credit card monthly EMI. That is the reason I'm creating in CDH dash SR dash grow dash credit cards. So since this is specific to credit cards, now let us say I'm creating some other property. Let's say, yeah. So let us say, um, yeah. Shall we take like monthly EMI? What else we can keep? Yeah, expire or let us take annual interest. Okay, just I'm taking like annual interest again and again. Okay, so then I'm just saving this for now and I'm just creating this. Okay, so total I have created two properties now, that is the monthly EMI and annual interest. So whenever you are providing the sheet to the business to upload the propositions, make sure that you created all the properties, then only you export this template. Okay, then only you will be able to get all the um, properties in the template also. Okay, so first you need to create the properties, then you export this and you can share it with the business so that the business will add more propositions. Now you can just open and update it. Yeah, someone is having some query or something. Okay, so now I have added these two fields, annual interest and
Can you
monthly
tell me
EMI.
once this navigation decision data?
Yeah, configure decisions proposition management. That is first thing. You will come here. After that, you need to select the group which you want to, where you want to add propositions. Okay, see, structure will be first issue. Under issue you will have groups. Under groups you need to add the propositions. So which group you want to add proposition, you need to click on that. Then on the right side you will get the link. You need to click on that link. That's it. Okay,
Okay,
see, I
thanks.
want to add the offers in credit cards group. So I am clicking on grow credit cards here, then I will get this link. I am clicking on this link, then I can add the proportions here. Okay. Yeah. So all these are the propositions that we are going to propose to the customer. Okay, like I told you, right? Proposition is nothing but anything that we propose to the customer. It can be a product, an offer, some discount, some service, different things will be there. That is the reason generic name that we have given is proposition. Okay, proposition is nothing but anything that you propose to the customer, which means you are sending something to the customer and you are expecting some response from them. That is the reason it's called as proposition. Yeah, in the form tab now we are adding the properties here. So I added two properties. So simply I will open each and every proposition now. So then I'm giving like some data. So this is for standard card. Then I will open the second one. So I'm giving annual interest 6%, monthly EMI some 10,000, rewards plus card annual interest I'm giving 10%, monthly EMI some 2,000. Okay, premier rewards card I'm keeping some 15%, monthly EMI I'm giving like 20,000. Then I click on save. Okay, so now I have added all the attributes data. That means all my propositions are having information. So just consider this in real time, right? For example, you are promoting a laptop. Okay, so the laptop is the proposition here. Okay, the laptop is the proposition, and for a laptop the properties can be like what is the color of the laptop, what is the price of the laptop, any EMI available or not. If EMI is available, what is the monthly EMI, what is the RAM size, what is the hard disk. All these are the properties for the laptop proposition. Okay, all these are the properties for the laptop proposition. Okay, so now that is the reason here we have some propositions and we have added some properties for those. So now we have added some properties, but whatever properties that I am creating, right, all of them are coming like a text input. So what if I am having a requirement where I need to select a particular city, or for example, there are some propositions where we can promote that offer only in a particular country or in only in a particular city. That means at that time, instead of this text input, you might need to give some drop down, right? For example, you will keep some city drop down and you need to select that. So how do I add the drop downs? Or even if you take some other example, this proposition, for example, standard card proposition is applicable only for salaried customers, not for business customers. There also, I need to select some drop down or some radio button, right? So how do I add a drop down? Because whenever I create a property in the form tab here, everything will be created as text input only. How will I add some drop downs, checkboxes and all that in the proposition? So for that, we have this option that is called use custom form. Okay. So till now we have used generated form, but now we are going to use custom form. So let us do that. So what this use custom form will do is it will convert your proposition data into a section. Okay. See, whenever you add any field here, everything will come like a text input. But you will have some requirement where you need to do some selection, like some drop down or some multi select. This kind of requirement will be there. At the time we can go for custom form. Okay, so whenever I click on custom form, there is a OOTB section that is called py edit element. This section circumstance will be applicable for me. Okay, that's what is going to happen. So that means this section, there is a section that is called py edit element. Whenever you click on use custom form, it is going to create a circumstanced version of this existing section. Okay, this py edit element is an existing section. Whenever you say use custom form, it is going to create a circumstanced version of this. That circumstance will be done based on the value, that is the group name. You can say BYDP circumstance value equal to credit cards. Now if you are doing the same custom form on some other group, for example debit cards, then also the section name will be same, but the circumstance value will be debit cards. Same way again, if you are doing for personal loans, then also section name will be same, but the circumstance value will be personal loans. So this is an OOTB section which will be creating a circumstance every time you use the custom form, and the circumstance value will be the group name, that is the credit cards, which is nothing but my category of the promotion. Okay, I hope that you are following what I am telling. Okay, so but you can try this also. Now you can see that everything is coming like a section now. Previously we have added in the form, now we can add it in the section. So now you know in section we can add so many controls are there, like you have buttons, drop downs, check boxes, you can see that links, I have check boxes, radio buttons, everything is there, right? So now you can add all the fields which any advanced requirement is there also, you can add it. Okay, so you will get some requirement, for example like standard card is applicable only for let us say India. Rewards card is applicable only in Australia. Rewards plus card is applicable only in America. So like that also you can get some requirement. So at that time you need to create some drop down and you need to add the drop down here in the section. Okay, or for example standard card is applicable only for the customers whose income is or let us say who is salaried customers. Then also you might need to do some selection. Okay, or there can be other requirement also, for example like yeah, whether this particular offer is applicable for customers below 18 years or not. At that time you need to keep some checkbox, right? So then you need to check it. So like that also you can get some requirements. So you need to add a checkbox. For that also you need to create a custom form. So for now let us add a drop down. So I will say, so I will create a property now. So let us take some scenario like applicable customer type. That means I am creating some applicable customer, let us say customer occupation, like salaried customers, business customers, self-employed customers, something like that. Okay, so I'm creating some property like that. So here I will give local list and I will say salaried business. So that's the reason I told you, right? You need to have some basic CSA level knowledge and CSA level experience in Pega. Without that, it will not help you to learn CPDC. So I'm giving salary, business. Let's say I'm giving self-employed. So these are the three things I'm giving. Okay, and now let us give here a select customer occupation applicable. So then here I'm giving some placeholder also. Okay, so then now we are able to add a drop down here. Okay, now we are able to add a drop down. So yeah, so now we are able to add a drop down. So now what we will do, now we can just open it and see whether it is coming or not. So till now whatever we have done, right, everything we have added a text input, right? All these properties when we are adding in the form tab, everything is coming like a text input. But I can have a requirement where I need to add a drop downs, checkboxes and all that. So for that you need to use a custom form. That's what I did. I clicked on use custom form and I created a section. Now let us see whether it is displaying or not. So I go to the data. Let's say I open the standard card. You can see now it's coming here, right? Okay. So this is select standard card. I'm selecting salaried customers and I save it. Same way we will add for others also. Premier rewards card. Let us say I select business and I save. Rewards plus card. I'll say self-employed and I save. That means for this offer, business employees are applicable, and for this rewards card offer, salaried employees are applicable. So like that, I'm just taking some requirement and I'm preparing this drop down. Okay, understood? So like this only you need to add the characteristics. Whenever the requirement is just entering some input, then you can add it in the form tab. Whenever the requirement where you need to add some links, some drop downs, checkboxes, then you need to do the custom form. Then you can see that the fields that you added that will be displayed here. Okay, got it clear on this?
Ravi, I have one question. Always we need to use py edit element for customizing the UI, or we can use a separate UI rule instance also.
No, we can. We have to use this only.
Oh, we
So
every time we need to use this py element edit element only. Correct.
yes, yes, correct. So when you open, you will get this only, and you should be using this only. Even if you have to customize also, you can check
Hmm.
this class and you can see the circumstance value. Then you
Hmm.
can save as and you can customize this. But every time you have to use this only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
this
maybe in this
PY,
section you can add some other section and do that. But from here only it should trigger. Okay. You got it right. You
uh,
can do embed section and you can add another section, right? That you can do.
Yeah, I mean to say, like, if I want to add a separate section, I can
Hmm.
save as this section rule into a different name, and we can
No, no, that you
customize.
cannot do. That you cannot do.
Oh.
This name will always be this only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm saying, inside this you can add some other section. I'm telling. So from here it will trigger another section. But this will be the starting section name.
Okay, this is the
Okay.
base name.
Yeah, we cannot link another section to the custom form. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Some other
actually,
person was
this section is circumstance based on the group name, right? Like if I want
right.
to the same section for all the groups, like the same thing, then I can make it as I can remove this circumstance also, right? Like I can use after that
So the
by removing
circumstance
the.
done automatically in the backend, we cannot remove. You can have non-circumstance version will be there, okay, but that is that you cannot use it, okay. So for different
Um,
different groups, different will be there. If you want to use same section for all the things, then you can use this one. Okay, this is the red non-circumstance one. This one you can use. So this is base version.
we
Okay.
can able to
So if you add
customize this.
properties, if you add some properties here, it will be displayed in all the groups, credit cards, debit cards, whatever you create, all the places it will. Okay, not in credit cards. In credit cards, and it display because see that also better you can try this. Even I did not try. Okay, I did not try, but I am thinking that is a procedure. But since it is restricted to credit cards, right, you need to save as this to grow level. Okay, you need to save as this to grow level. So then only you might be able to see the properties in both credit cards and debit cards. You got it right?
Yeah, I got your point. Generally, few of the scenarios we can use same thing for the all the.
Right.
In that case, we
So
have to reuse, right?
at that
That.
time, don't use circumstances. You can say this is base version. Save as this to grow level, sr dash grow. Till there you save as. Then you can add some
Okay.
properties and check it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And actually, one more doubt. Like right now, we are creating the propositions, but we are you're telling that is the business taxonomy, right? Like while creating it is showing the rule name is decision propositions. Both are same, or is there any difference? Business
Both are same.
taxonomy and
Both are same. Both are same.
okay,
I mean, both are same,
okay,
but this can add other advantages also, which I will let you know in the coming sessions. Okay.
okay. And other thing is like for decision data, we are adding the properties, right? Like once I already using some decision thing, like after that business required some additional property, we can add it, right? In future also, it is enhanceable.
Right, right. You can add anytime whenever you want. You can add it properties.
Okay, okay, fine.
You just need to come here and add the properties, whatever you want to add.
Okay,
Okay. So now we have added some custom characteristics for the propositions. Previously we added only text input. Now we have added some drop downs also. Now let us see some basic strategy shapes. So I'm going to start with the strategy now. So we can create the strategy in two places. So if you go to the left side, records, decision category, strategy. So if you are practicing in personalization, you have to do this way. Decision category, strategy. Okay. So you can click on create and you can create a strategy. Second place where you can create the strategy is in the CDH portal. Okay, in the CDH portal, intelligence strategies. Here also you can create a strategy. Both the places, wherever you want, you can create it. So if you are in practicing personal action, you can create it in the decision category in the records explorer. So I'm creating from here. So then you click on start new canvas. So canvas is nothing but the background of the strategy, and just a place where you are defining the logic. That is the background. So for now, I'm keeping the name as first strategy. Now, what is this strategy results class? See, the strategy results class is where you define what should be your SR class. See, I have told you, right? The SR is nothing but what? SR stands for strategy result class. And I showed you that when you created some business issue and business group like grow credit cards, it will create like application ID dash SR dash grow dash credit cards. Now the same thing here also. So let us understand more about this. So For example, now I am selecting the SR class as grow, that is the issue. The group is credit cards. Okay. So I am defining the strategy results class with the issue name as grow, group name as credit cards. Now this applies to class for the strategy. Always you need to keep it in the customer class. See, I already told you by this time you should have your customer class in your application. So whatever is your customer data class is there, right? Your lead will tell you what is your customer class. You can ask them, or you can also go to the data types and you can see what is your customer class. So in that customer class only we will be keeping our strategies. Okay, in the customer class only we will be keeping our strategies. So I am also creating it in the customer class only, whatever is my customer class. So 99% of the time all the strategies will go to customer class only. So now this is how the strategy canvas looks like. Okay, this is how the strategy canvas looks like. Now, if I have to import the propositions, so what I need to do is I need to click on this plus icon and I need to click on the import button, proposition data. Okay, that's what I need to do. So I need to click on the plus button, import proposition data. Or one more way to add the components. So all you call it as a components. All these are nothing but component. This is nothing but the proposition data component. So one way to add is by clicking on here and clicking on import and proposition data. Second way is you can also right click, import proposition data. See, both the ways you can add the components. Whichever is comfortable way for you, you can add it that way. And this looks similar like your process flow only, it looks like that only, right? Like a process flow only, it looks like that. Same in process flow also you have this plus button where you can add the components. Same way here also we are doing like that only. Okay, here also we are doing like that only. Now if you double click on this proposition data, you can see that the business issue and the business group is disabled, right? You can see here the business issue is set to grow, group is set to credit cards, and it is disabled. You cannot, I'm not able to select some other group or some other issue because we have defined the strategy result class already as grow dash credit cards. If you remember, right, when creating the strategy I selected the issue as grow, group as credit cards. So that means you have defined the strategy results class already. So then you can, again you cannot modify that. That is the purpose of that selection, that you have it in the first page when you are creating this. So now whatever is there in credit cards group, only those propositions only I can use it in the strategy. I cannot use some other propositions that are there in some other group. Okay, it's because it is disabled. Whatever is there in this, that only I can use it. Okay, now for example I can use some rewards card and I can submit. So then my rewards card will be there. Then I need to connect from here to here, same like your process flow. Okay, same like your process flow where you connect one component to other component. Okay, so now if I create the strategy without strategy results class, what happens, let us see. So right now this strategy I selected the grow and credit cards while creating. So now I will create the strategy again without selecting anything. For example, previously I selected grow and credit cards. So now I will not select anything. I will say none. So I will just say strategy demo here, and here again I need to select the customer class. In my application the customer class is this one. Okay, then I click on create and open. So now again I will add the propositions. I can add like this also. Right click, import proposition data. So then if I double click on this, now I am able to select different issues and different groups. So my strategy result class, whenever I am not selecting anything, what it will be? CDH-SR, right? CDH-SR. So if it is CDH-SR, then I can select different groups. I can select retain, then I can select some other group like this. So like this I can select. There are no propositions, but like I can select different issues and different groups like this. Okay, I can select different groups. Then I can submit. So It is very important that whenever you are creating the strategy, you have to decide what will be the strategy result class. For example, you are given some requirement like um, a credit card should be given to the customer only with the age above 30. Okay, a credit card should be given to the customer only with the age above 30. Clearly you can see that the requirement is only for credit cards. So then you can go ahead and you can define the strategy result class as grow and credit cards like that. But if your requirement contains propositions from different groups, then better not to select anything. Okay, I hope that you got it now. Okay, so right now I did not select any business issue and any business group while creating the strategy. That is the reason I am able to select different offers, different propositions from different groups. For example, I can add another proposition data, and now I can select the offer from other groups and other issues also. Like this I can do this. Okay, like this I can do. So now I have selected some offers from service issue and I have selected some offers from grow issue also. From both of them I am able to select. Okay, so now let us say I have a requirement where I need to select. I'll not select anything here. Not selecting anything here. Again, create it in the customer class. So now I have restricted the strategy results to issue level only. Group I am not selecting any group. That means my strategy result class will be cdh-sr-grow. That will be my strategy result class. Okay. So when you are not selecting anything, it will be cdh-sr. That's what it will be. So now when you are adding a proposition data, now I grow will be disabled. You can say grow is disabled. I can select any of the groups. Okay, I can select any of the groups. Again, I can add one more proposition data like this, and I can select some other group also like mortgages. Okay, here I am selecting credit cards. Here I am selecting mortgages. Okay, because there is no restriction in the group, but issue level I have restricted. While creating only I have selected group. That is the reason it is restricted. I am not able to select again further. So it is very important that when you are creating strategy only, you have to know whether the logic that you are creating is applicable only for credit cards or only for this group or all groups, or whether I need to add a logic for other groups and other issues also. Like that you should be aware. Your requirement is related to mortgages, then you can restrict to mortgages while creating itself. But if you are adding requirement for other groups also, better not to restrict it. Okay. So understood or not? Any confusion on this? Or clear? Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
And that customer class that is generating while creating the application, right? That is we are using.
Yeah, we have seen it in the wizard. It is creating. Yesterday we have seen that, and yeah,
Oh,
on Friday. So on the CDH wizard will create the customer class. You can go to the context dictionary and you can see what is your customer class. You can see that there, or even in the data types also, the customer class will be displayed. What is your customer class? You can create the strategy also in the same customer class only. But this will be created by the CDH application wizard itself. Okay.
okay.
So even if you go
In
to context dictionary also, you can see there also what is the class name. Yeah.
Okay, in real time also it is creating the same way how we are creating, and it is
Yes.
holding
Yes.
some data because right now we are using some data models, right? XCOR and
Right. Right.
something like based
Right.
on that
Since
it
this
is
is
generating.
sample application, this is having some data. Since this is sample application, but in real time application, you need to add the data. But classes, properties, everything will be created. You need to simply add the customer data to the table. Okay. Yeah, that part mostly lead will take care. Okay. You will not add customer data. By the time you work, everything will be ready. Okay. You just need to simply ask your lead what is the customer class, or you can only check it by yourself. No need to even ask. Okay.
Actually, my question is here like uh, yeah, we are selecting the domain, right? Like insurance and telecom.
Hmm.
By
Right.
selecting that, it is by default it is taking the some data model XCOR and something, and
Right.
it is generating like in the real time, like
Mm.
we have to follow the same process, like once
Right. Right.
generating the application, we have to update the customer data, right?
Right.
Customer. Okay.
So if you remember in the last session, we have created an application called ABC. So that customer decision hub wizard, it created a class name like ABC dash data dash customer.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
in
correct.
that class
Yeah.
only you will add your customer data. So that is your customer
Okay.
class.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm able to add the propositions from different issues and different groups. But right now we have it restricted to grow. So now I'm not able to select any issue. I'm able to select uh, only groups. I'm not able to select any issue because while creating, I have restricted the issue name. That's the reason it is restricted. So now I'm just selecting credit cards. Then I'm importing all propositions and I submit. Just like how you do in process flow, you need to connect this component to this component. The strategy execution will happen from left to right. Okay, so for example, I will go to the first strategy that we created. That is this first strategy. So then I can import one proposition or I can import all propositions. One component can have only one proposition. Okay, but I can also say import all propositions like this, and I can save it. Okay, so now how do I execute a strategy? Say I did not add any logic, just I have imported the propositions. Before that, there are other components also that you can see. So this one is called as select mode. So select mode means you can actually select the components like this. For example, like I want to select multiple components, I can do like this and I can select. Or I can also select the component by using the select mode only. Okay. For example, I want to double click on this results, then I need to use the select mode only. Now we have one more thing that is called pan mode. So pan mode is used to move the canvas. Okay. For example, your strategy is having so many components. You can move your canvas by clicking this pan mode. Okay. For example, I'm going to select mode. I'm adding multiple components here. Like I can do right click, copy, and I can also say paste. Again, here also I can say paste. Okay, let us say I'm adding something like this. Okay, I'm adding something like this. So then I'm connecting all these components together. Okay, for example, now obviously your strategy can go out of space. Okay, your strategy can go out of space. Like you can see, I'm not able to see the components which are on the top. So at that time, you can use this pan mode to move your canvas like this, and you can see it. If you want to go right side, you can move it right side, and you can see. If you want to go left side, you can move it left side, and you can see it. So this will be somewhat flexible tool for you to move around the strategy and see the data. Okay, whatever the data that is there outside of the screen. So one more thing that we have is the minimap, which is there in your process flow also. This minimap is there. That minimap will also allow you to move the canvas. Okay, so that whichever components are you are not able to see, you can see it by using this. Okay, so two options are there. One is the pan mode. Second option is we have the minimap. Whichever is comfortable, you can use both of them. Okay, now when you are going to work, you will be using the select mode only. That is the select mode and pan mode. So then, yeah, we have one more thing that is the annotations. See, I'm trying to cover whichever are basic components in strategies, very easy to understand. Though that is what I'm covering right now. But we will cover other components also in the coming sessions. So we have the pan mode here and we have the annotation here. So if you right click, there is something called annotation. So what is this annotation is simply like a comment for your strategy. See, in your data transform and activities, you are able to add some comments. You are able to add some description, right? Same way in strategy also, you can add some description. Because for example, right now the strategy logic is very simple, but in future you might need to define some complex strategies, and the other people might not able to understand what you are doing. So at that time, you can give some description here in the annotation. Like you can say, for example, I am importing credit card propositions for the customer. Like this, you can add the comment. So this will not impact the functionality. This is only for understanding purpose. That's it. It is good to do, and this is completely optional. Even if you don't add it also, that is nothing to worry. It is only for optional purpose. Just it will be good for other people to understand what you are doing, or for you to understand what other people have done. So this is a best practice that you can follow, but not mandatory. Just an optional thing. Okay, so that is one thing. Now, how to execute the strategy? So, in order to execute the strategy, we have to click on this arrow mark. Okay. So, in order to execute the strategy, we have to click on this arrow mark. So, whenever you click on this arrow mark, see again, I can just move it like this, or I can just move it like this, and I can see the data, or I can also use this pan mode to see the data. So, whenever I click on this arrow mark, I will be able to execute my strategy by clicking on this. So when I click on this, there are two options: single case, batch. So single case means single customer. Okay. So very important. Remember this thing. Don't assume a case that we have in Pega is the case here in Pega Decisioning also. In Pega Decisioning, case means customer. Okay. Cases means customers. Okay. So the case, it's different from what we have in case management. So here single case means single customer. Batch means multiple customers. So what the strategy is telling is whether you want to run this whether you want to run this strategy with a single customer or multiple customers. That is what these options. So initially we will be seeing how to test with single customer. Later we will be seeing how to run with multiple customers. Okay, so first you need to click on this arrow mark to execute the strategy. Then you need to click on save and run. That is how you execute a strategy. Okay, that is how you execute a strategy. So now you can see I have executed the strategy and I am able to get all the four offers in the output. Okay, I'm able to get all the four offers in the output. You see, I have four offers, right? If you remember here in the proposition data, I have four offers. See, sometimes I'm calling it as offers, but that is nothing but the propositions only. Rewards card, rewards plus card, premier rewards card, and standard card. You can say I got all the four of them in the output. Okay, I got all the four of them in the output. Okay, got it? Yeah, so this is how you execute the strategy and you will be able to see the output. Yeah, so we'll just stop it here because some people are still pending with the enrollment. So from tomorrow onward, there will be a new link so that those people will not be missing the sessions. Okay, so till here I'm stopping it. Anyways, this recording also you will be getting it. So tomorrow we'll be seeing the continuation of the strategy. We just seen like how to get started. So tomorrow we will see continue the strategy and learn more about the components. Any questions till here?
Uh, I actually I do have one doubt here. So in the strategy, right, when we are writing the proposition and stuff,
Right?
so we are using these what do you say? Okay, let's open this proposition. There are like two things we are filling out, right? For the let's say credit cards and goals like business rules. So where can we find which mapping it was and in somewhere else like you said strategy
Which one?
SR.
Here we have came. What you are telling? What should I do? Grow credit cards. What should I open?
In the strategy itself, the
Okay.
strategy which we created at the last. So here the business issue and group are there, right? So
Right.
you said that at certain point where SR there is a class mapping of SR business rule credit card, right? So is there some
Right.
place where we can find that particular class mapping? You said like SR
In the
Grow
results,
credit card.
in the results you can find that. Okay. So I have restricted to grow dash credit cards, and there should be OBJ class. Okay. Yeah, it will be coming in the clipboard. I think it will not be displayed on the UI, but just you can understand that when you restrict like this, then it will be creating a OBJ class as SR CDH dash SR dash grow dash credit cards. For example, if you are not restricting the group, it will be CDH dash SR dash grow. So in the clipboard, it will be coming. I'll show you in the later sessions. In the clipboard, what will be the OBJ class.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll continue the strategy topic tomorrow also. So we'll continue.
Actually, I have a few
Yeah.
questions regarding the practicing. Like last sessions, I created the application, and in that application, I am seeing the one rule set version like OLSTD. In real time, we are using that rule set version.
Okay. Sorry, can you repeat the question again? I didn't get it.
Uh, Actually, while creating the application in the application stack, I am seeing the one rule set version like OLSTD with yeah
That will not
rule.
come in your real time. You can ignore that. That will not come in the real time applications.
Oh, in sample application only we are okay. We are
Yes,
getting
yes,
that.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And one more thing is like here, while application creation, we are seeing that CHD data repository. That is for that
That
is
is for storing
data.
the interaction history, not for this propositions and all that. So repository is separately for storing the interaction history data.
That is Cassandra database. It is going to or
No, that is not Cassandra database. That is again separate repository for storing the interactions. Yeah, in marketing we will be covering that.
oh, okay, okay, fine.
Okay, so yeah. So till here, try to practice whatever we have seen: creating the strategy, creating the proposition, importing the propositions, adding some custom properties like drop downs and checkboxes. So try to practice these things and let me know like if you are facing any issues, we can discuss tomorrow. But otherwise, from tomorrow we'll continue this strategy topic.